remember the first time I came down this road and saw this sign, and I thought, wonder what Moolap Station Road's all about. Well, let's go and see. And the first thought I had was maybe it was a sheep station back in the old days, but I was wrong. This was the site of the Moolap Railway Station, which was a station on the Queenscliff line that opened in 1881, closed back in 1936. So a bit before my time. So now it's a stop on the Bellarine Rail Trail. The trail goes from South Geelong out to Queenscliff, but no motorbikes. So this is west towards Geelong, and this is east towards Leopold. So back on the bike, let's head out to Point Henry. They're quite flat out here, the old salt flats to the left. Now the water was pumped from Stingaree Bay, which you can't quite see over the back there. It's no longer used for salt now. There is some info on the other side of the bay though. It's now a nature reserve. It's a really good road, wide and good service, I think perhaps because it used to go to Alcoa. There was aluminium smelters here from the 60s, closed back in 1914. They're now rehabilitating the site, but there's still some buildings. Straight ahead you can see some views across Corio Bay to the You Yangs. As you can see, the bay is a great spot for kite surfers. Apparently there used to be a sandbar from Point Henry here to the other side. I've read stories of people fording cattle across the gap years ago. However, back in the 1800s there was a channel cut to allow ships into Corio Bay. Now around the point we can see the Point Henry Pier, where ships for Alcoa used to dock. There's one there at the moment, not sure what it's doing there. On the right there's the wetlands and a boardwalk. There apparently used to be some tea gardens here years ago, not sure where they are. Heading back towards the point. Back up the hill towards the old signal station that was built in the 1940s but no longer used. Back past the old Alcoa site, there's one road in and out to Point Henry. What do we see at the other end of the Moolap Station Road? Well, let's go and see. I know it heads towards the Lake Connewarre and the Barwon River. Well, let's see what's down this track. So the river and the lake system are over there. It's quite large, a mix of fresh and saline water, but it's only for walking. That's another adventure for another day. We'll go around the lake and look at the different spots. This is a screenshot of the map on an app called Scenic, which allows you to track where you're going and where you've been. So that just gives you a sense of where the Moolap Station Road and Point Henry is compared to Geelong and Leopold. So a week or so later, I was back on the Triumph for another short adventure, this time down the Swan Bay Road. As you can see from the shot from Scenic app, it's a very straight road, goes from the Wallington turnoff through to Swan Bay. So there's the Wallington intersection, the Adventure Park on the left. Swan Bay Road veers off here to the left. It's a tree-lined road, very scenic, nice ride. At the other end of this first section there's a dog leg onto Grub Road, and then it continues past the old Bellarine Basin. The basin is no longer used for water storage. It's being rehabilitated now to be an open public space. This road, again straight and rural area, very pretty crops and cattle. Certainly interesting ride along here. Across the railway line, the old Mannering station, which is also on the old Queenscliff line, similar to Moolap station. Go past the intersection with the rumble strips. At least on the motorbike you can go around them when it's safe to do so. Across the intersection we head down towards Swan Bay. So not a great deal here, boat ramp and a car park, a jetty. You can see Queenscliff over on the other side of the bay. So we'll head back, and here we see the side of the Mannering station. This part of the line is used by the Bellarine Railway. They run steam train trips between Drysdale and Queenscliff. We head back past the old basin, around the Dogleg and onto that first part of Swan Bay Road. And then we get to the other end. Well, this is where we join the Bellarine Highway, near where we started. So, where to next? I'll let you know next time.